Hello everyone! Lord Kraken 3 here, and today is January 1st, 2022, also known as day 733 of the never-ending Lord Kraken 3 Evolution World Tour. Anyway, today I've got for you my first collection update ever since I made my new collection videos last year. We're going to be going over every new thing I got in 2021, since both of those were made at the start of those years, even though the LEGO and figure collection video didn't come out until May of that year. But if you want to see those videos and see what was in my collection then, the link to that will be right up there. Let's get started. First, I'd like to go over a few things that I either forgot to put in my collection videos last year, or, in the case of one of these items you're about to see, one that returned to it after being on death row for a while. So, first up on that end, we have Bandai's Ultra Monster Series Kiroloid from the 2000s. I actually did film a part for this guy in the entire LEGO and figure collection video, but I guess I forgot to put it in during editing. Next up, from Tomy, a Pokemon action figure of Zekrom. And now for the figure that returned to my collection after a stint on death row, the Ultra Hero Series Ultraman Ace Final. Welcome back! I would have replaced this with the SH Figuarts Ultraman Ace, but for some reason I can never seem to get that one. Same with the Figuarts Ultra 7. So I just decided, screw it, this guy's going back in my collection until I can get my hands on that thing. And finally, in this category, the only plush I forgot in my new collection video from last year. From Sanai, here is the Thwomp. That segues perfectly into what I'm going to cover next, the new plush I got this year. So, to start off, we actually have a plush that came out of storage in order to rejoin my collection this year. The Hasbro Ivysaur. From Jazzwares, here is a Squirtle keychain that I got as a gift from one of my relatives this past Christmas. Now we just need Charizard to complete the Pokemon Trainer trio. But if you think we're done with Pokemon just because I'm not into it as much as I was in the past, you have got another thing coming, because 2021 was the year of sitting cuties, or Pokemon Fit if you're Japanese. And I've got 4 Pokemon Fit or sitting cuties, depending on which you prefer, to show to you that I got this year. First, Flygon. Next up, we have Medicham. Sitting Cuties Gardevoir. Last up for the Sitting Cuties and Pokemon, we have Lopunny. I think you know why I got Lopunny, Gardevoir, and Medicham in particular. Now let's get on to the remaining 3 new plush I got this year. To start off, here is the first new plush I got this year, the Kirby All-Star Collection Poppy Brothers Jr. from Sanai. Also from Sanai, here is the Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon Luigi. But wait, Kraken, don't you already have Luigi? I hear you saying. Well, this one comes with a Poltergust, which is actually why I bought this one. And finally, took you long enough to get to me! Yes. Here is a Build-A-Bear Workshop alligator that I actually customized into the Kremling King himself. That is King K. Rool. Quite frankly, it's unacceptable that you took so long to get to me. Well, let's just say I saved the best for last, Cruel. So with that all done, here are all of the new plush I added to my collection in 2021. Now, let's move on to the LEGO sets, but there is only one new set to cover, and that set is the LEGO Super Mario Bowser's Airship. This thing is a beauty. I just gotta say. I'm not really into the Lego Mario line, since, you know, the starter course is $60 friggin' and has required materials to get full functionality of these things, but hey, I wanted a new ship, so this should suffice. And hey, it comes with this Lego Kamek, who I can use as Wizardheimer, the evil Koopa Wizard, in my videos. So, it's all good. So, with that covered, it's time to move on to the new vinyl figures, is what I would say if I had any to speak of this year. Yeah, no new vinyls to speak of this year, but I do have something new that's Ultraman related, and that is the Ultraman Trigger Nurse Desai. This thing is out of this world. And what's even better, it's not just stuck in this hangar mode, because, that's right, like in the show, this thing can convert into its battle mode. And honestly, I think this is the longest thing in my collection. Even longer than Rayquaza and my 2-foot-tall Shrek plush that I showed off last year. Also worth showing here is the Ultraman Trigger Nurse Hyper Key, which I got as a bonus with the Nurse Desai, since this comes with the first run editions of it. So, last up for the Ultraman stuff, at least until we get to the SH figure arts, we have these Ultraman Z Ultra Medals. Cosmos, Nexus, Mebius, the Ultra Brothers, Luna Miracle Zero, Justice, Hikari, 80, and Reboot. Now on to the Transformers and... Oh! I got a lot of new ones! And also began a Masters of the Universe Origins collection, which I'll get into after the Transformers. So, let's transform and roll out! To start off, here we have the Transformers Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Oh yeah, he also came with Wheelie, but who gives a fuck about Wheelie? From the Transformers Retro Headmasters line, which is a reissue of Titan's Return figures, here is Mindwipe in his bat form. From the same Retro Headmasters line, here is Titan's Return Hardhead, who I currently have in his vehicle mode. Makes him easier to store when I'm not using him. I can just put him under Skylinks. From the Transformers War for Cybertron Earthrise line, here is the Alicon. Next up, from Studio Series 86, here is Slag. Also from Studio Series 86, here is Wreck-Gar in his robot mode. Next up, Beast War's own butt monkey, the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Waspinator. And last up for the Transformers this year, I've been saving the best for last. Again. Here is the Transformers War for Cybertron Leader Class Beast Megatron in his T-Rex mode. And so, those are all of the Transformers that I got in 2021. Now, let's move on to...
And the Masters of the Universe! I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull!"
Alright, He-Man, thanks for helping me introduce this part of the video. And now that that's out of the way, it's time to introduce you all to He-Man's vast array of foes. So, to start off, who better to go over than He-Man's arch nemesis, Skeletor. This is specifically Skeletor from the Rise of Evil box set, where he comes packaged with an additional head that allows you to portray him as Keldor, the guy who he was before his transformation. Out of the box, he has his Keldor head on, but I put Skeletor's on because why not? Here is the other figure in the Rise of Evil box set, Cronus. And now, let's segue into the guy who he ultimately ends up as, Trapjaw. He has quite a few additional arms that you can attach to this one right here. Next up, we have Evil Lyn in her more show-accurate color release. Yeah, there are actually two releases of Evil Lyn. One that had the original Toys colors, and the other, this one, that had colors more faithful to the cartoon. Next up, Beastman. And now here is Merman with his Lords of Power design. Although, to be real, it reminds me more of his design from the 2003 cartoon, which was actually my first exposure to Masters of the Universe. Next up, we have Scareglow. Moving on, here we have Ninjor. Next up, Stinkor. Next up, we have Webstore. He has a grappling hook on his back that enables him to, I guess, web sling around. How appropriate, since the new Spider-Man movie came out not too long ago, huh? Next up, the recently released Jitsu. He's supposed to be Asian, but he looks a lot more like Mr. T to me. I wonder if he pities the fool. Finally, we have the Deluxe Mosquitor. What makes him so deluxe, you ask? Well, aside from having an action feature, where you can press this button on his back to fill up his chest with blood bubbles, he also comes with quite a few accessories. But hang on, we're not quite done with Masters of the Universe Origins yet. We still have 3 vehicles to cover, and the first of these is the Sky Sled. This is what my Prince Adam figure came with, and not only does it have blast effects, as you can see, but it also has swappable parts so you can turn it into the Evil Warriors version of the Sky Sled. Right now I have it in the Heroic Warriors version. Next up, the Land Shark. This thing not only has rotatable turrets, but you can also fit your figures inside of it because, as you can see, it's really big. And push it forward and its jaws open and snap shut. And last up for this triad of Masters of the Universe Origins vehicles is the Wind Raider. This thing takes up really a lot of shelf space thanks to its wide wings. Also, it can fire a grappling hook like so. You have to load it in first, and for some reason, whenever I load mine in, it just pops out again and again. Yeah, it just pops out on its own like that. So, with the Masters of the Universe Origins covered, it's time to move on to our final segment of tonight, the SH Figuarts and Monster Arts. So, let's start off with the remaining members of the Ginyu Force. I got Captain Ginyu last year, and now I have the rest of his team, starting with the Red Magma, Jace. Here is Raccoon and Birder. But hang on, wasn't there also Goldo? Well, yeah, here he is. He actually came with Birder, but just as a static figure. I don't know why, because they could have just as easily made him a separate release and made him posable in the same vein as the Demoniacal Fit one, but no, they decided to do this instead, and I can't fathom why. Next up, from Ultraman Z, here is Sevengur, or and since you just caught a glimpse of him off screen as I was talking about Sevengur, here is the SH Monster Arts Nargacuga. Next up, we have the first form Frieza, who comes with his pod that he travels around with in this form. Next up is Ultraman Taiga, another one of my grails that I've been trying to get my hands on, and I got him for my birthday last year. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get my hands on Titus or Fuma, because for some twisted reason, they made Titus and Fuma Premium Bandai Webshop exclusives, and I wasn't able to get Titus. Fuma is out there, but at a much higher price than what I'm willing to pay for him. It's like I said, Tamashii Nations is way too comfortable making these Ultraman figures Premium Bandai exclusives, because I've only got so much money, and why don't they do what they've been doing with these Dragon Ball Premium Bandai releases, and have them on Premium Bandai USA as well? I feel like there's an untapped market here. But speaking of Premium Bandai Dragon Ball figures, here is Final Form Cooler. This thing is gorgeous. Probably one of my favorite Figuarts releases, even if he doesn't come with many other accessories. Next up, we have the SH Figuarts Ultraman Z Original. I was not able to get my hands on Alpha Edge, but I was able to snag the original form of Ultraman Z. So, no damage done. Also, he has pointing hands, so he can do JoJo poses. And I know this pose is mirrored as opposed to what it should look like, but this is just how I had it before recording. And finally, another Godzilla has joined my SH Monster Arts collection. Here is the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 1999 from Godzilla vs. Biollante. They came out with Godzilla 1989 before in the Kokyo Kyoku line, which I think has been discontinued. But now he's gotten a proper Figuarts release, and I kinda prefer this one since he's a lot more articulated. So, with that all said and done, here is everything I have added to the collection in 2021. And now it's time for me to answer some commonly asked questions. Where do you get these? Well, for stuff such as Masters of the Universe Origins and the Transformers, as well as the Lego Mario Bowser's Airship, you can easily find those at brick-and-mortar stores such as Walmart, Target, GameStop, and places like those. On the side of online retailers, if you're looking for figures like Cooler, Jace, Raccoon, Birder and Goldo, and Sevengur, who are all Premium Bandai exclusives, well, if you didn't get them during the first run, when you were able to pre-order them on Premium Bandai or some third-party site, well, then they're gonna become extremely hard to find and expensive, so good luck. But for everything else, I generally recommend sites such as Tokulectables, Buy, Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, and other places like those, including eBay and the Pokemon Center. But for eBay, you gotta watch out for fakes, but it is generally a good place to get retired stuff, such as the alligator plush that I customized into King K. Rool. The other question is, can I have blank, or so-and-so, or any of the items that you have got. And the short answer is, unless you see it over on this shelf specifically, with all these Skylanders and that Selman's plush, then the answer is no. But I think that just about covers everything I wanted to say in this video. 2021 may have really sucked, especially coming out of 2020, which was already pretty bad. But let's just hope that 2022 treats all of us better. This has been Lord Kraken 3, and I'll see you guys later.